Hello, this is Chair playing Oxygen Not Included. Last time we made a deep freezer. Didn't actually have time to get cold, but temperature will be going down. We'll store some food in there. The goal for today is to set up some drecko stables. We're clearing out this area. We're actually going to do two things. The first thing we've got to do is reclaim a lot of land, a lot of very hot land. Hoping this is going to go well. I want to do this in such a way that all this material we can get out of the way, get into this zone, and allow us to do some construction, which I'm hoping will have a few drecko stables. We've got this dupe, single dupe over here, and he's just getting the area dry. A little bit of a temper tantrum last time. We'll see if we need to go over. I don't know if it's going to be this episode, but I would like to start sending hydrogen over. That's meek. I don't know if I can prioritize getting I don't know why repair takes longer than rebuild, but let's just do rebuild right here. It's important. Oh, it's actually kind of annoying to, well, not the biggest deal. Can we figure out cancel distract? Why will you not do? Okay, maybe we'll leave them with that. See if they can repair that. But we're gonna get some Atmos suits. Get the area cleared up there. Let me just put in a reed fiber. Its location, and then we'll start designing our setup right here. So here is my first move. I want to get a number of Atmos suits. I'm going to get 5 docks right there. Provide that with the oxygen line going up here. This little old section for some Atmos suits that used to be there. We can get rid of that old end. Put it on medium speed. Make sure everything is going all right over here. Still didn't get that. I think Explorer, though, still on break. Worried about this little section overpressuring. And as we speak, it's just going up and up. It's not liking the different layers here of liquid. We're going to have to come back to that. So just taking that out. Just verify we still have nature reserve. We do. That's important. For keeping... Oh, hold on. I have not given skills out in a very long time. Can we afford it? I think we can. We've got high enough morale. Okay, let's assign a few of these. Baker. I'm thinking, if nothing else, I'm going to get everyone working towards suit sustainability. You've got 4, so technically I could do this. This is actually great because now that we're working more with Atmos suits, I first have the slow exosuit durability damage. Being on, by the way, I'm on hard mode, and everything wears out quicker. So that fact that this slows that and makes dupes walk faster, that's nice. This is going to make them go even faster, and the penalty for the being slowed down while they're wearing it even lower. Let's just hold off on assigning too many things. I think we can afford the same thing here with build. Okay, now they don't enjoy this, so let's go with that. That's a little bit of a risk here. Let's just skip chef for now. Okay. You know what? I think chef is an. Let's give them it, and they should be getting their morale up, even if it's not high at the very moment. Engineer, give that to you. Maybe even get away with construction. Miner. It would be very important to have miner. Actually, miner's probably the one that's going to spend most of the time out in this mission. So having them with exosuit training to highest, super important. Rancher, you're going to be... Some of the dupes are not enjoying some of the amenities as well as the other ones. And over here with Explorer, let's give you more carrying and better construction, and maybe just we'll leave it at that for now. Okay. So I blocked off this area right here that the dupes don't wear Atmos suits when they go up here. We are doing some research on gourmet meal production, something we'll utilize later on. Okay, so Explorer at 61%. Probably gave them lots of hours of sleep. Maybe scale that back just a little bit. There we go. Boom. Our electric grill has been fixed. That's good news. They can work on keeping the area dry. I would like to send them a warm coat. Okay, they're coming up to this zone. This is going to make the stress worse. They're first of all cold, and second of all, more meteorite damage. I do not have steel available to me. Just, you know what? I think the best thing to do is just destroy that. That way it doesn't keep breaking. All right, get out of there, explore. We need to put some Atmo suits in this zone too. All right, that is not going to help our stress situation by any means. Okay, that pipe still being worked on. Calories high enough. Where are you going, explore? If you're going to go... What are you doing down here? You can... Okay, I might just tell Explorer you're not allowed to go in this zone. Maybe until we get Atmo suits over in this asteroid. Explorer doesn't go in there. You concentrate on getting this built so we get this area dry so it doesn't break. In fact, maybe you should indicate that that's the highest priority. Even higher priority getting the first one going before all the others. And taking a bit to get this pipe going, guys. Okay, so liquid reservoir. I like the fact that we're getting more liquid here. It's just gonna cause a flood if we allow this to build overpressure these tiles right down here. Okay, a few more pipes and we'll start the process of draining that out. So we've got our Atmo suits going in here. If we can afford it, let's have a look. And just grab whatever this is first. Ooh, pufflet or a slug, maybe power production. Though I've got another one around. We haven't utilized that, but that's something we can do at some point. Aluminum. Let's ask for one more of those. We'll ask for some aluminum to be made. I will want to send some steel over to the other asteroid too. So we'll produce some metal in the meantime. Maybe have that as lower priority. Oh, have that as a higher priority. You know what? Make that a 5. Deliver some suits. And I purposely made this a lower priority. Didn't want tubes to go into here until they've got some Atmo suits on. Okay, so we are starting to drain this out. This is important. Got to come back to how to fix this situation, but for the meantime, this is going to help at least. We've got the desire to drain this area out as well. I want to send a warm coat over there, but I don't want the dupe to have to go through the water to get at it. Okay, just curious if we can take an Atmo suit out. I don't think the dupes need to go in here as much. Okay, why are we struggling to get those Atmo suits put together? 67,000 calories. Forgot to put algae storage in here, so let's do that. You know what an auto sweeper would oh, I also forget to do that. That's important. Okay, so we've got several of these. 63%, no longer allowing Explorer to go in that direction. We've got some more liquid reservoirs to keep this area, get that dry so we can get our warm coat over there. Okay, hold off. What is going on? Why do we not have... I clearly have an Atmo suit here, and it is not being brought up here. For reasons I do not understand, even though that's a 6. Could ask for one more to be made, even though we need a little bit of aluminum. Okay. Whew. Let's now bump that from a 4 to a 6 so we can start. We'll start with insulation. And then we got to figure out something to, dig this out. That's just simply miner going through it and some of the other dupes. But the real important part is how do I get all this hot material such that when we go in here, it's out of the way. I've got a plan, hoping it's going to go well. We will see how that all rolls. Oh, maybe do that. Not that the dupes necessarily stuck anywheres. A little bit worried that maybe, oh, I see. Sometimes between doors they can't necessarily, and we still want more suits. See, what can I do? Let's take that down to a 1. Jock that there. Taking note that we have polluted water down here. This is going to be much cooler stuff. 83,000 calories. I would love to get the deep freezer on. It's cooling down. We'll be there in time. Hydrogen whipping through here. I almost think that is slower than it needs to be. Do we need to pop one more? Okay, and then let's pause this. We can very quickly put this back in place. Make this the priority. Okay, awesome. So we've got this there again, pausing it just so we can get this built that we'll put in right there. And we can start digging out. I don't want to go too far because might have to strategize about how we're going to go about this. Okay, miner ready to go. Let's verify we've got that. Okay, I'm going to plan this part because this is the part I'm curious about. How can I do this hopefully very well? So here we go. The hot dig is starting. And what I'm going to do, I'm actually most terrified right now over anything else, is sand. I don't want sand trap dupes. So I'm going to be watching here, not leaving the dupes alone. But I'm also going to be digging up above the sand and clearing down so that sand doesn't fall on top of us, pushing dupes up and getting them trapped, potentially without me noticing, them running out of oxygen, food, or something like that. Don't know why this guy here taking so long to be built, despite the fact that that's a 7. But anyway, so that is some of the process in here. We're going to also put in ladders, obviously out of sandstone all around. This makes me nervous to see entombed, but that's just the pump. Draining this area out. So this is going to be liquid we'll be able to use later on. Overall temperature, very cool. I want this area to get drained out. Why is that not happening? Let's make this a priority to get that built. Curious if a warm coat was ever put in. Oh, it was. Okay. I don't want to send it over just yet because, well, I guess I could send it over and just tell the dupe not to put it on. So we'll be ready. So let's just dump this on the ground and instruct this to take. Maybe make that have everything. No, maybe not. Never mind. Never mind. Warm coat only. Okay, so that is being brought over. Do I risk getting them to try to grab it? Fortunately, that's being located right there. Let's just wait. It's going to be dry soon enough. 57%. We've had so much problem with stress. A little bit of fire pole being installed. Miner digging away up here. Some of this being built as well. How far should I go? Let's get as just about as much land as we can, but not dig into the bacillite too much. Maybe we'll go this far. A little bit of a slow door makes sense. Still see more polluted water coming from here, which is good. Also put in a wall like this, because I want a lot of the material just to fall down to the very bottom. Figure out what we're going to do with that later on. Okay, so we've got our water in here. Got liquid on the way in here. Why don't we start on possibly making a deep freezer for this tube, because they've got a good amount of calories, and I don't want that to be lost over time to food going bad. So I think I'm going to put a deep freezer somewhere in this area before we go too far. Let's claim some of the land back. So we're essentially claiming land on both asteroids. That's the goal. So we'll continue the dig over here. Maybe start a ladder going up like this. You can smash that out. Only thing is maybe we want to put this in at high priority. That as well. Just so we don't leak heat out into this area. We do have our cooling system. Has that had an effect? It looks like it has. Able to grow more bristle blossom. That's nice. Okay, so Explorer has their set of tasks to do. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Carbon dioxide? From the top. How are one of these pumps getting carbon dioxide in it? And which one was the offending pump? Okay, have a look. Hydrogen. 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 Okay, this one probably was that one. I had that, did not have that set to 120. So let me just click on this. Let's assume that was the case. Though I don't understand how carbon dioxide got in the pump. Is there any? There is more. Let's just do this. Take some of that out. That's bizarre. But anyway, I think that was the fact that that wasn't a high enough count. The throttle. Want to rebuild this pipe because go back over here. Oh, I think they're ready actually. Want to make sure we stay off the manual generator. We can. And after this is built, let's verify if we actually have some. We got a glossy drecko egg. Okay, that is nice. Because the whole thing I want to start building, maybe that may take longer than I thought. I'm not sure if we're gonna get to the stables, or we'll just clear out the land. But nonetheless, if I can get some of this land back, it's gonna be super useful. Just paranoid about letting some heat escape. I think we are good. Let's verify our cooling system seems to be running well. Deep freezer still warm. Gonna take a little bit of time, but it's getting there. Okay, so we'll dig from the top down. Being very careful in this zone in particular that we don't get sand. This is going to allow us to go in this direction just so that we can start building some of these ladders. We're going to have ladders essentially everywhere. A little bit of a manual generator. Oh, I see. Maybe I should up the priority there, there. Make that a 5. Tell Explorer. You have hydrogen you can utilize for power. Okay, so that should keep our hydrogen generator operating. A little bit of a break for Explorer. It's fine. Now able to get up to this place. And I'll ask for some, wherever there's a natural floor on the base, we're just going to use that as the marker where to build. Okay, so miner going to town. Their priority clearly on digging. And their exosuit actually gives them, well, actually gives everyone an improved digging ability, which is nice, especially for this task where there's so much digging. Something useful, sand. No, not super useful, but I'll take it. Oh, okay. Time to finalize this. Very much would like to get this mopped up. Gonna add to a little bit of stress, but our stress level has gone down in the last little bit, so that's something. If I put in a storage area for bleachstone somewhere, I wonder if that's what I was thinking with this. I don't know if there's a whole lot in here, but just in case, we'll do that. And I mean, you're wet now, so you know what, Ranch Explorer, you might as well put that on. Such a chilly environment, that will at least keep Explorer a little bit warmer. So that will help. Nice, and well, didn't have to go down there, but whatever, that's fine, that's fine. Well, they were wet anyway. Okay, and then Explorer can create or dig out this zone so that at some point we can work on their deep freezer. Be excited if we can actually put some food in our deep freezer on this asteroid. Just have to wait a little bit longer. I think we can speed up. Everything seems stable to me. Hoping it stays that way. Keep that going along this path. Got to be careful around here with that sand. That's making me a little bit nervous. I'm also kind of curious what is in this geyser. So I might, oh, this is, it's a bit, hate sand. Sand can be dangerous. Okay, we'll do that. We'll see, that is liquid-based geyser. Curious when this guy's going to go off. 12 cycles. Okay, we're getting there. And I don't want to dig this out right here until these ladders are built. Otherwise, it'll take a little bit longer. So they can stand underneath in both supply and build. So maybe we'll approach that this way. I'll put in the markers whole way around. Okay, maybe we'll go that far. I'm thinking that will be plenty of room for us to work with. This Explorer still has that. With their stress, trying to debate, do I take away some of their sleep? Let's do 1 hour. Maybe add an extra hour in a little bit. I need to start thinking about what I want to bring over to that asteroid. We will want a cooling system, so that's 1200 steel. How much steel do we have? 1900. If let's start with a steel transfer. Maybe send it all over. That's about what, 2 tons? That should cover what I think will be involved, which is basically going to be 2 thermal regulators and 1 thermal aquatuner. So someone should be rushing up here to deliver that. I'm not going to rip down that tree unless I think it's necessary. I don't think it will be. A little bit of steel has been delivered there. this being put in place, we can start to do some digging underneath. We've got all this hot material we've got to be thinking about. I'm not worried about the fact that there's gases. I'm just going to let that gas, it's a small amount of oxygen. I'm just going to let that leak into our base. Finally get to that point. There's probably a hatch that would, temperature-wise, do a lot better if it were over here. 57,000 calories. Oh, yeah, that's right. So that is our 2 tons of steel. Let me ask for steel to be put in. We also need some plastic. Do we have enough plastic? I need enough for at least 1 steam turbine, and no. Okay. If I want to get more, there's unfortunately some crude oil right here mixed with petroleum. There is a little bit in here. Not a lot, though. Let's dig our way down. And we'll combine some of the crude oil here. Some of the crude oil in here. Might as well take what's up there as well. Make it easier to go up and down. Okay, so we've kind of gone on to a different project, but we can still continue progress up here. I'm going to take this moment to notice the hatches that we could bring into our base outside the area that's probably going to be too hot for them. I think after this little section, we can start designing that. A little bit of a shame we don't have enough plastic to build one more. I almost wonder if I could take one of these away, but no. Let's go after more plastic down here. Just because I want to focus on the deep freezer. Make that a priority thing. Keep digging this out. Let's get a ladder going right to the bottom. Okay, so we'll work on that. Is there any sand? I don't believe sand's going to be at risk of falling on us. I might go a little bit higher than I actually have, but worry about that later. Not expecting, again, I just want 1 steam turbine, so I'm pretty sure this is going to be enough liquid. So that was builder. Can design or just push print in that plus that. This is just going to make it possible to get around all parts. Metal power bank. That might actually be a risk. I think I'm going to take a moment to print my next dupe, which will be a dupe that can do some of the ranching. You can see that they're struggling to move some critters. Plus, with the new stables, I really want to get someone that'll have the ranching skill by the time these stables go in. So I'll do that now. So I've re-enabled the dupe stat selector. We now have veterinarian, who's interested in ranching, plus supply and suit wearing, figuring I'm going to want to increase their strength and speed anyways. So we will print them. Don't really have to give them the skill just yet, but I will. do farming so we can get towards critter ranching. Let's just check the schedule. It's been a while since I've added a do. Let's put in an additional one here. Can I move these up and down? Maybe not. Okay, that's fine. We'll take this, move this over by 2. Veterinarian, I guess technically would sleep for just a moment. We've got a cot. I don't know if that's... It is barracks. Okay, good. That's available to that too. Maybe we should shut this just in case we have a shine bug that gets up to here. According to me, that could be the case. So, now we're at 10 dupes. 53,000 calories. Let's do a bit of a, well, yeah, we'll do a partial attack there. And I think I'm going to take a moment to design the pipe that's going to go up from here to produce a little, or give us a little bit more plastic. So I've just noticed that now that we've got some crammed critters, so we're going to make a priority of digging them out. I also noticed we've got a locker right here, so we might as well rummage that to see what there is on that. Taking note here, this is getting a little bit higher. I actually think that's set to overflow, isn't it? I think so. That might be important to do. And at the same time, what I may do is just ask for liquid reservoir to keep this flowing. Probably need more than that, but that will get us going. Take that out. We'll put that single tile right there to prevent flooding over here. Okay, perfect. I'm glad I noticed that. So we still have some work up here. Let's keep going up. Okay, we'll go up to this point and we'll figure what we're going to do with that later on. Also notice that we had a little bit of crude oil. It's now gone. That's made its way. Is there a chance? Probably not that was enough. It was not. Maybe we'll track plastic. Oh, none. Okay, fair enough. Oh, minor volcano. Did not notice that. Did we ever discover what that other geyser was too? We have not. Carefully figure out how we approach in here. It's minor. Okay, so these guys are now free. Not crammed. Don't know that we want oil slickers to go in that direction. Nor we certainly don't want the bugs to go out of this zone. Let's do that. 67,000 calories. Algae. We've gone down to 5.8. So we will have to have alternate food source coming up. Start the dig process in here. And make that a bit of a priority just so we can get stuff going. I've kind of forgotten about explore. Oh. Okay, it happened again. Despite the fact that we were collecting. Okay, I've got to... This is becoming a problem. Explorer keeps getting dumped on. Right now, they're stressed 49%. That's going to get so much worse. Well, let's start with this. Make that the highest priority. I wonder how long that was the case, actually. I kind of forgot to check in with Explorer. No. Get to building that first. 50% stress. Ugh. I'll add, okay, let's keep the whole area here. Unfortunately, we don't have too much to do down here, though I do want to drain or dry. I mean, I don't, on the one hand... Okay. You know what? Never mind the deep freezer. I've got to focus on this solution. We can come back to the deep freezer later. I can always send more food over here. We'll get it dry. And then we got to focus on that because that can't keep happening. In which case, I'm going to actually ask that to be downgraded. Just because of my curiosity, I'm going to upgrade this. And then let's focus on this. Oh, and repair. Need to have that set. Because we are on hard mode. And they wear out their suits much quicker. Take you and send you out maybe in here. Just a rancher that can do that, but veterinarian can help at some point. Okay, did not take long to fill this up. Just so we don't waste the future potential. Maybe we'll do this type of thing. Another one of these guys up here. Just like to have them in the area that are going to be a little bit more comfortable. That includes the egg. Nice thing about the egg is Dupe doesn't have to have the ranching skill to move those. And the more wild critters I have, the more free meat. That's the way I'm looking at it. And I'll ask for this to be opened up. I feel like this maybe is going to be the top of this. Maybe. We'll see. Okay. Time to think about what I'm going to do here. So here is my thinking. What if Explorer had an Atmosuit station right there? They will need to make an exosuit forge, which maybe quickly throw together. There is a little bit of reed fibers that's going to work out. That will first allow me to get into this area, stay dry, and then we'll figure out what we're going to do once we're in there. What are you doing down here? Oh, just picking up some eggshell. We got some critters on the wrong side. Let's move you there first of all. Move you back. Move you back here. Be happy once veterinarian gets there. I bet you cancel rummage. Oh, I made that a 4. Okay, we'll make that higher priority. How come no one can get there? That should be diggable, right? Oh, I see. Atmosuit's the issue. Okay, not another dupe today. Let's take a mealwood seed. I'm going to ask for one, or actually even 2 more Atmosuits. Okay, so we've got a bit of time. Fortunately, we were able to absorb all the liquid. That's out of the way at least. Clean up not so bad that time, but I don't want it to happen again. That is the goal for today on Explorer's side. And I think I've got more of a goal of maybe I'll spot in a few of these just to get construction going a little bit quicker. But I want to clear this out in such a way that all the material is there. It'll be a bonus if we do any of the stables today. Okay, with one extra dupe, keeping a closer eye on food, the 80,000 calories. Should also, we're looking blue, minus 14. We've got to be on minus 20, I think, in order to actually put stuff in the deep freeze. So we're not quite ready for that yet. And that's a gold volcano. You know what? Let's just leave that alone. That's cool. Start digging that out. Will it matter? Just mop up. I don't know if I even need to do that, but... So... 53... Yeah, one thing I could do, and this is not the approach I'm planning on taking. I could just get everything down to this level and just bury it. And just have a level that I just don't worry about for a certain amount of time. But I think I've got a better option. If we're going to get any higher, we have to approach this very carefully. In terms of sand. Okay, so miner, you can do your specialty. Another hatch, we'll get that out of the way. We might even be making the kitchen area if this actually gets cold enough. Only minus 5 on this side, though. Give that more time. Oh, you guys are... Yeah, okay. Let's make a plan to help you guys out. Just taking note, I've disabled my duplicate stat selector, but Matt also mentioned that they've got this thing called the storage tooltip. So let's give that a quick test right now. Giving the dupes the task to dig this out. A little bit concerned about sand. Anyways, while they freeze some of those bugs, I don't have a lot of filters. So how does this storage bin work? Maybe you need to have stuff in it. Do I have... Oh, I've got one down here that has stuff in it. Okay. I'm quite sure. My thinking was that you hover over this and it shows in the actual pop-up or the tooltip. I'm not seeing that. Maybe I... Oh, sedimentary... No, it's what that's what it's made out of. Got algae in here. Okay, I'm not quite seeing it yet. I wonder if I just need to restart the game in order for that to fully take effect. So these dupes, digging up in this zone so we can get these guys saved. In terms of producing eggs. Let's start digging out this. I'm kind of the mindset. Maybe not in this zone, because there's no point in going underneath this guy. But I'm kind of in the mindset we should do a little bit more than I think we need. Reason being is, well, just room for expanding, I guess. Also think... Okay, you know what? I gotta think, but... I suspect it makes sense. The other thing is, my drecko stables, this is going to be the biggest set of drecko stables I've ever made. I've got a plan that, well, we'll be testing out, see how well it works in practice. But they changed the way dreckos were. Okay, I'm glad. Well, oh, that's right, I made that ladder anyway, but still a bit of a danger. Okay, so those guys are out, freed. That's nice. Do we see any others that I may have missed? I don't think so. Okay, so let's just focus on this. Could go up to this point. I don't want to claim the entire thing. The more I claim, the more stuff that there will be to move. Actually, hold off on that because that's the only way we can actually walk across that right now. Let's check on Explore. Okay. Got that. Oh, why are you not? Oh, I see. See why you're not building that. There's a missing tile. Shoot. I did hold off. Okay. Oh, you don't have enough. You got thimbleweed seed, but not the fiber. Shoot. You know what? Let's just get you to produce your own. I mean, it shouldn't be that hard. You've got a mix of brine and polluted water. Oh, great. Yeah, we don't really have a clean supply of just polluted water, though. What to do about this? Okay, time to plan. So my strategy is, well, first of all, I found out that these liquid reservoirs are just polluted water, so I've isolated them. We're going to start feeding that into that thimbleweed seed. And I've asked for some fiber reed to be brought up in here. Okay, so that will be transferred over. And with that transferred, let's just make sure before I go, is there any tasking I can give out on this? Okay, a little bit more digging left on that. But I think I can ask for maybe 2 of these to be made, repairs to be automated. No oxygen is, oh, right. I purposely disconnected this. That's because I want to watch this. Oh, you know what might not work so well? Is the fact that the air is a little dirty. Worried about that particular spot right there. That won't work unless we actually plug that in. We're getting in. Oh, and the other side. Oh, shoot. I forgot to vent everything else. Yeah, a little bit of a fix up is needed. We want to vent some of this stuff, get that out of the way. Do a little bit of cleanup in case some of it's polluted oxygen, which very well could be. Maybe we'll put a little air cleaner in right. Bit nervous about how that will be built. Actually, let's do that from the top. That might cause the dupe to add some stress, but I think they can manage that at this point. They've been wet many times. Okay, this will go in this direction. So we've got lots of space available to us. Some pip eggs, why not? Part of me wants to keep claiming, but you know what? I think we've got to focus on other things soon. So why don't we stop here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Looks like we'll have 9 floors worth of stuff. You know what? Let's do the 10th floor and then seriously stop at that point. Don't think it'll be much more to go. We do have some hatches we want to keep getting out of the way. You know what I really should have? The drop, I don't know. There's more than 40 or not. You know what? Let's find out. How many critters do we have? 40. Yeah, okay. Unfortunately, I'll have to do this a slow way. I'll do that now. Let's just ask for a bunch of hatches to be moved out. And I'm kind of wondering if maybe there's no point to that, because I'm going to be reclaiming this, and this is going to be a cooler place. Though I want to move all this stuff, and the way I want to do that, they might actually be in the way. So keep digging along this way. And this is a danger spot right here. So let's watch this very carefully. Oh yeah. Yep. That trapped some dupes. Rancher there trying to move a critter. All right, so that's been dealt with at least. Let's dig with the rest of this in a more safe fashion. Take that out. Oh, and I still see water. Okay. That's... Where's that coming from? Yeah, even with your warm coat, I can understand that water. Ugh. Okay, so you're waking up. 35% stress, not too bad. But we got to A, mop up, and B, take care of the problem where that keeps happening. Why have we not been able to make... No, that needs to be supplied up there. Oh, we already have one. I didn't realize. Okay, never mind. Let's go back. I just needed a priority sitting there. Got some non-oxygen in the line. Actually, that one doesn't need to be fixed. That's before the filter. Coming back in here. Are we out of sand? Oh, might not be out of sand. The sand. I may not have moved sand to where it was needed. But you know what? That is a simple fix. Simple fix. Rather than getting a rock crusher for them, there's plenty of sand to go around. And just for a future, even if I don't claim this land, just getting the sand out to prevent dangers in the future, it's kind of a good idea in my mind. So let's do that. Okay, and let's put this oxygen line back. Then I can start to figure out what I might do in this zone. Maybe push that pump out of there. Start doing... I think the easiest thing is just to make a big area. Can't dig through that, it's fine. Big area for liquid. That does not involve this little tiny spot like this. With a little bit more space, I think the other thing is I want some solid material. Will this cause liquid? I don't think it would. We're okay there. Okay, so mine are taking care of that portion. Keep going over. Now I need to start to think about how are we going to handle all this very hot stuff. Do a little bit more digging and then we'll come. Actually, I think, yeah, I'll take a moment, a quick break, and I'm going to come back to that problem, which could take forever if I do this the wrong way. So here is how I think I'm going to move lots of material. I'm just going to get doors to close on some of it. Got some of this material. Since this is a small mount, I'm just going to ask for the dupes to carry this little section over. Use some tile building to move this, and then more a bit of a semi-automation for the rest of it. We'll start in with some insulation. Catching some of these little guys. Hopefully be able to grab those before we seal this off. Check the skill for veterinarian. Okay, so Now, more than one dupe can do ranching, which is going to be super useful, even before we have the hatch stables. Okay, and why are you still... Oh, I see. I disconnected the... So, there. Polluted oxygen going down this direction, which is how I want it to be. We still don't have that sand, though, I wonder. Okay, let's throw that down there. Get some sand brought over. So with some sand falling down... Oh, I don't want you to... Okay, why is sand... Hold on, what's going on? Allow manual use? No. Okay, so that is on the way. Plenty of work to be done here, dubes. And the drecko stables, I'm suspecting, is going to have lots of this little section hydrogen. So I'm not worried about the fact that it's kind of shaped differently from there. So I'm kind of intentionally designing it such that it will hold hydrogen. Okay, some of this build, the automation wire needs to be put in, but what I'm thinking, let's just see how this works. Put this in, make that a priority. A little mop up, don't want to Explorer to be walking over that all the time, potentially. Oh, still a problem. Or was that previous? Let's just assume that was previous damage. Though with the sand that's arrived, we should be able to clean the air a little bit better. So maybe that won't be such a thing. But why can I not? Oh, right. I didn't allow the dupe to go into the zone. Well, now you're allowed it in here. 25% stress, so maybe we can get away with a regular sleep schedule. And since you're going into the wet area, see a little bit of damage there, unfortunately. You've got protection for the wet area, so hopefully that will stay low. Gold amalgam, why not? Another little hatch to take care of. The other thing I want to make sure we do is insulate here because we've got hot stuff along there. I don't want that to heat up too much. We are definitely going to take in some amount of heat. Oh, look at this. We are looking more green inside the center of the base, including the power plant. That's a bit of good news. I'm going to take a moment because probably the most heat comes from this guy right here because we've got these guys taking care of that. Looks to me, yeah, we've got a steam turbine, so we can send some plastic over. Just curious, we're probably going to stop producing stuff from there anyways. But yeah, let me bring in a cooling system down here. I think it's needed. Quick little plan, but we've got this conductor panel. That's just going to allow our cooling line to visit this guy, which I think will be very useful for maintaining temperatures around that spot. I think we're going to finish with A, the insulation, and then B, moving of all the stuff. Here's what I'm thinking, how this will work. Let's just push stuff by trapping it in such a way that we build or close doors, such a way that we're forcing everything to move out of the way. Doing a construction like this would be quite annoying, but that's why I'm going to try the automated way. Nice. And if we build that right there, I think that's going to be all this material coming down here. Probably taking a little bit of time to build the automation material because it's made out of lead, so I'm just going to make that a priority. Again, lead. May one ask for lead to be brought up. I used to have a storage. I may have gotten rid of it. lead. Put that right there, maybe. That way the dupes don't have to go back and forth every time they want lead. I'm also noting that I'm building this out of igneous rock. And although that's more efficient, there's not a lot of it around in this particular section. So I'm just going to swap that out for sands over here. I guess it's less of a concern because I'm not going to find anything. Okay, so we'll have to slowly go around here. Feeling like we don't need... Oh! Okay, yeah. This is not the right way. I should have done this at all. At all. You could build that explorer. Oh my goodness, you have no idea how... Can you just build that one thing? Okay, I'm glad that you can stand above there, but I think what I should have done, definitely. Well, at this point, we need a mop. 1 second. Let's get rid of these. They don't need to actually stay. We're just for soaking up. I'm going to put some ladders in there. Oh my goodness. So just one little critter to move. Let's just make that a priority. So we can seal that off and be done with it. Now let's ask for... Oh, we need to wait. Never mind. We need to wait until this automation has been built. And I think we're going to store a bunch of stuff just in that little corner. All the hot stuff. We'll build a wall and throw it behind it. Okay, so Explorer. Trying to mop up once again. So much mop up. I'm curious of their strength, actually, with all this mopping. They've got a strength of 12. Okay, don't stand on that liquid there, if you can help it. Okay, that needs to be built. Are we out of hydrogen? We are. I still want to bring in hydrogen from the other asteroid, but that'll be a later thing. Haven't checked food in a while. 75,000. That's good. 17 over here. Okay, so we're doing good with food. What about the deep freezer? Minus 33 and 25. Okay. I'm too excited about this. I'm going to take a quick little moment. It won't take long. Let's build a fridge and throw stuff in the deep freezer. This is the new kitchen area. A little bit of automated equipment. I am going to be putting a little bit of the food through this little zone. A lot of that food's going to be hot, so what I'm going to make sure I do is I'm going to have some radiant pipes and have our cooling line visit this little section. So that will do some initial cooling of the liquid going through. And then obviously this line here will do a bunch, and then it will just land nice and cool. At least that's the hope. Let me just take the same settings that I've got here. Apply that right there. I never managed to get a whole lot of carbon dioxide. Maybe I will take a moment after this is built to do that. And I think the best way Let's just do a little bit of a priority load of lead, that storage bin. Rather than picking up a few small pieces at a time with a zone where only one atmosuit can go. Okay, so explore. 26%. I'm surprised. Thought they were going to be much worse than that right now. Okay, don't see any lead in there, guys. So this is where we want to put all our cooked food. So anything edible be dropped in there. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of that. And that. You can see some of our food has gone bad. Hoping that will no longer be the case shortly. I haven't had to use the micro mushers in a while. Happy about that, at least. Okay, we'll see how this works. A little bit of cooking. Let's just pause this quick. Some coal, sure. That should be picked up by this auto sweeper. And this is the first food. A little bit of cooked seafood going in 27 right now. Going through the aluminum tiles. Already minus 24. We'll sit there. Now, that won't do us any good unless we actually say we want to have some stuff brought out. So, edible stuff, barbecue meat, bristleberry. And not that we're likely to get that, but the cooked seafood. There we are. So, we should see that being put in this fridge so that the dupes can have access to it. Okay, that would last a little bit longer if we had carbon dioxide, so let me take a moment to do that. Quick little plan to take some carbon dioxide that's been building up here, relocate that up there. See if Explorer has... Okay, so it looks like Explorer... Oh, okay. We probably do need to send the hydrogen over to Explorer sooner than I had thought. Noting their food is... Oh. I disconnected this. And I probably have brine in our food production. 14,000 calories right now. No. Okay. Shoot. Okay, let me fix that. Just emptying some of the storage in some of these guys. I'm going to destroy some of the pipes. That is going to cause a little bit of liquid, but you know what? This dupe has been so used to getting wet. Going way out of your way to get sand. Don't you have sand down here? Okay. It may be that too much labor is going to be spent on filling all these. Mopping that up. Let's mop up down there. I almost think... Yeah, if nothing else, we need to just open up more space for liquid to fall out. Okay, they're on break. Idleness over here. Really, there is some work that they could do, unless there's not enough atmosuits. All right. Okay, so we've got just a few final digs to do in here. Might as well take that the full way over. Might as well make that flat. And did we ever get that lead brought in here? Not even a ton worth. Curious if we just need to dig out more lead. Might be the case. And the last bit of automation, even though that's a 6, it's taking a bit to get that built. Okay, so let's start approaching, opening up this zone. Is that just continual water that's coming from somewhere that I haven't not noticed? Oh. Oh, I see. I see. We need to make this bigger sooner. Otherwise, Explorer's just going to spend forever mopping. Or I could make... Well, if I'm going to make a tile, might as well make it carpeted tile. Okay, and then we can finish with some mopping. That area needs to be cleaned up. Oh, and brine going in here. Okay. Yeah, I've not been... Is that mixed? Oh, I see. It's going probably through this. Brine can come out of the water sieve. Shoot. Okay, a little bit of deconstruction for Explore. I'd like to get that fixed today. Okay, so we've got these doors open. My thinking then is, what if we did this? Push that all the way over here. Build a few more of these. We get to that point. Oh, and look at this. Okay, so this has two effects. One, it creates some brine, but also it has it's going to have some natural cooling effect. I mean, I don't regret not making that bigger, but at least... Okay, plants have died. Can live with that. Okay, so those pipes bursting caused that. That makes sense. So mop up, mop up. Same thing happening, 1200. Okay, so we've got the Explorer has the task to go in there. And what I'm thinking... Ah, nice. Okay, so this is getting all the massive mountain material to move towards the right. Out the dupes having to spend forever and ever and ever moving stuff. I don't know if the liquid's going to be an issue. I don't think so. Nice. Yeah, this is just going to push liquid and stuff to the right all the same. Okay, we need to get our food growing again. That's probably the first priority. Shoot. Yeah, I think it's just going to be easier to smash this. This may require me next time to take some food over from the other asteroid, which it looks like we've got a good amount. I haven't had to actually do manual attacks anymore, which is super nice. Okay, let's not focus on that. I think we've got too many problems. Let's get our polluted water line reestablished for food. And almost have this complete. Okay, boom. I don't know if I can do this. Yeah, nice. Okay, okay, this is working. Let's just finish on... Oh, I was a little quick. You know what? That last stuff... It's 34. Actually, that makes sense because it's a little bit cooler up in the corner. Let's not worry about that stuff. Okay, we'll take that right to the end. I'll be happy with that. Grab a little bit more lead for future construction. Pip, really? Stay out of there. Close that. Close that. Does this work with... Ah, no, nuts. Okay, that was not quite right, but I can undo. I can undo. Just have to get a dupe to destroy that. So next time, I'm going to go into this zone and then do some construction. Do final build right there. Let's just make sure that we've got some... Oh, no, we don't. We have some mopping up too. You need to start growing your food again. You get 10,000 calories. That's enough for 5 cycles only, since we need to have 2,000 calories per dupe. But I am glad that we've got 2 dupes that can do ranching now. Okay, maybe we should be definitely relocating you and you in here, since that's not been fully automated. Didn't bother automating that little temporary drecko stable, since we're going to be building one up here. Don't think we really need that little final thing. Oh, here we go. Here we go. This will finish it off. Okay, so close. Whoops, I keep hitting wrong end of the wire. And with... Oh, I'm curious just what this would... Oh, I see. It's the wires at the top. Awesome. So we've got a massive amount of stuff located right there. That is probably pretty hot. Let's just look at some of the temperatures. 50 or so. So it looks like it's not terrible, but we don't want to spend forever cooling that off. Well, let's now trash all this. Gotta be careful about how I do that, because I don't want to have dupe stuck. Jawbo egg. Could that be useful? Let's take that and relocate that up here. Okay, let's make sure that we've got this ladder before we take the door underneath away. We're going to want to insulate. Can now get rid of that. So some of this material will stay there, but it's a very small amount compared to what's there, so I'm just not going to worry about it in terms of heat. Almost there. Claimed quite a bit of land. Part of me kind of wanted to keep going. Let's just see. Over here, we need to grow some of our food. Let's get half that growing. The other thing is, right. Okay, so now we're just consuming from the regular water. See, just a couple pieces. Let me fix this up. Okay, so just ask for a few things to be smashed. We do have a outhouse to use in the meantime, so at least for that. Final little bit of insulation. Technically, yeah, let's not worry about that last little bit. You know what? Technically, I only need to do right there and there, which is kind of cool. And that will do it for today. Once that little section is safely built, see that Dupes celebrated there with a sticker bomb. I could open this up now. That will leak a little bit of heat, but it's thin oxygen, so I think we can live with that. And let me just finish on this asteroid. Well, Doom Explorer was going to be done. That apparently not. So I would like to grow some of this. I just come back to that later. Actually, maybe we'll have probably by the time we have the setup, we'll get our dreckos providing us with reed fiber. Oh, this is awesome though. Cooked seafood, 24,000. Gristleberries, 11. That is nice. Knowing that it's in there, that means it will not go bad, which is really good. Okay, and we've sealed this off. So there we are. Tons of hot material. Abyssalite. We've got some metal. We've got a bunch of dirt. Just curious, did we... Oh, no. Uh-oh. I think we... Yeah, okay. Mess that up. Let's not let that stand. Might do this the low-tech way. To move over this last little bit. Doing this the entire way would have been really annoying, but just a couple tiles. In fact, you know what? That's going to be the case. Let's just move it there, and then I'll insulate flat along this line. And just call it a day. Some material, but nothing crazy at that zone. That's probably the stuff that fell from down there. More mopping up. Yet again, all the mop up. So let me just do a few tasks. Just keep the last few dupes busy. We're going to smash this open. Extend the cooling with the radiant pipe right there. So the dupes can actually go in here without going through the door. But in there, all our stuff out of the way. Muckroot, maybe I shouldn't have bothered. You know what? No, let's just leave it. It'll be there. It doesn't go bad anyways. Whoa. Okay. So 10 floors, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, 11. Okay, bonus floor. Didn't even realize. That's going to be super useful. And next time, I'm going to build some drecko stables. In fact, that's probably enough room to build other things as well. On this asteroid, we didn't get a deep freezer. We didn't clear out a spot to be able to put one. We're having a big problem over here, though. We do have Atmosuit docks, which is very much necessary, and more cleanup. Anyways, this is Jared playing Oxygen Not Included. Hopefully, I'll see you next time, where I'm hoping Explore will have a little bit of a better base by then.